Here we go. Let's finish our game. So this is what we currently have. Let me load it. We don't have any sound effects. Because you probably changed something. Our accuracy. So some of our stuff isn't perfect. We're on the game over screens. We also need to do the windscreen and then audio, and I believe we're done. So this is what we currently have. Game over, accuracy. It's not dead set in the middle. I realized that some of the code I cut out from your guys' class is necessary to make that in the dead center. So we're going to redo that real quick. I want to show you how to do it so that you have it for your game. So I've also made the game last only 9 seconds so that I know if I win or lose. Yeah. So we need to scroll all the way down to the bottom of our game. So this is what you guys should have, something similar like this. And while you guys are pulling that up, I will get my code. Actually, not that one. Let me get... Okay. You guys have your code up? All right. What does it say? Is it an...
If Pygame.text get underscore text is greater than or equal to 90,000. That's where the X code is.
Right, but is it a syntax error or is it a exception?
It's like a weird one.
What does it say?
Oh, it's a type error.
Okay.
Greater than or equal to not supported repeat instance. Oh,
this is what it needs to look like. So you do need parentheses after get ticks. And one of the things we're going to learn with functions is why so many things have parentheses around it. So this is what you guys should have, and lady. What we're going to do is we are going to add a couple things to make sure that instead of our accuracy being slightly off, we are doing it in the dead center of the screen, a little bit down. So what we're currently doing is we are blitting the text. We're blitting the top left corner of our game. Whatever, I'm just going to lose. We're blitting the top left corner of our text at, and I don't know how this is going to, oh, there we go. We're blitting the top left corner in the dead center of our screen. And we're figuring that out by this width divided by 2, height divided by 2, plus 24. That plus 24 brings it down a little bit so it isn't overlapping with the game over part. Does that make sense? The y coordinate plus 24 brings it down screen just a little bit. We don't necessarily want that top left corner to be in the dead center. Now, there's 2 ways we can do this. We can create a rectangle around accuracy, and we can say the middle of this, the x coordinate, the middle of the x line, right, or the middle of this top part is in the middle of the screen. So we could create a rectangle, do a little bit of math, and display it there, or we could just use geometry. Actually, no, if it's rendering, that's going to be a little harder because we don't know the width of accuracy. So there's only real one way to do this without hard coding everything. So what we're going to do is we are going to create, after we have our text, we are going to add text rect. What do you guys think that stands for? Text rectangle, rectangular on the text, yes. And we're going to do text dot get underscore rect. Get rect! I'm going to do it almost every time.
You didn't do it.
I didn't?
No.
Oh, I don't remember that. I was stressed. I was scared. Get rect! There, I made up for it by doing it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a meet. I had like a 10 or 15-minute meeting with her. Every teacher that gets observed has a meeting, just going over that observation. So.
She like, you didn't say get rid of that.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes of her just going, you need to say get wrecked every time. It was just.
Yeah, you really missed out an opportunity there.
Yeah. All right. So, what we're now going to do is text rect dot center x equals. Do you guys have any idea what that's going to do? Yeah, well, close. We are saying the x, so the horizontal line of our accuracy, that is our x line, right? Because I don't know why that's x. Plus 24. Because it's horizontal, I guess. I guess x goes horizontal. Yeah, x goes horizontal.
Wait, have we defined game over yet?
Yeah, we define game over as an image way at the top here.
I was having an issue with that. I don't think I've done that.
So, what we're doing is we're going to say the... Let me just draw this because, again, I really like using this app. Sorry, Brendan. Oh, I already have it with the other class. Yeah. So here we go. So I've already written it. So if this is our game over part that we blip, what we're doing is we're saying this point, the center of our x on our text rectangle is going to be the same as the center x of our actual screen. Does that make sense? And then we're going to do the same thing with our y. We're going to say the center y here is equal to this point, which is the center y of the screen, plus 24. So we're scooting it down so that our accuracy here isn't overlapped by the game over, or vice versa, depending on how we blit it. So we just want to scoot it down just a little bit so that you can see the accuracy and you can see the game over or the you win screen. Make sense? Good. If you wanted the accuracy to be here, you would just say, you know, minus 100, and it would, instead of it being down here, it would scoot it up there. So you could, but we're gonna do it the other way. So the center rect is screen dot get rect dot center x. So the center of our text rect is the center x of our screen rectangle. Does that make sense? Oop, sorry.
My game just like freezes when it gives me the line.
It freezes when?
When it gives me the deprecation line.
Yeah, are you reading what it says? Or are you just seeing red text and then saying it's broken?
No, so remember we talked about that. We talked about like how it goes the warning.
Right, and do you remember how we said we fixed it?
With the integer.
Exactly. So you just, whatever it says is depreciated, throw an integer around it and you're good to go.
Depreciated?
What?
What would you say?
Depreciated. No longer valued or used. Like the value has depreciated of this antique car. So the value has gone down, or
You don't appreciate it anymore.
yeah. That's yeah. Okay. So now again, we're not lazy, we're efficient. So we're going to copy that entire line and paste it. And then what do you think we need to do? Change the x to y. And then do you remember what I said we were going to do with this? We're going to add what? Yep. Now what does that do, Josh?
Well, in like a math graph that would move it up 24, but in this case it's going down. So yeah, move it down 24.
24 what? Do you remember? Pixels, yes. So it scoots it down 24 pixels. And why did we say we were going to do that again?
So that it's centered as opposed to like spawning. So
Yeah, so game over isn't over or behind accuracy. So once you do that, all we need to do is, instead of screen blit text at all of this, we just put it at Text Rect. So now we're going to run it. And then when we lose, our accuracy is now dead center of the screen, just underneath accuracy. If you don't have the 24, this is what it will look like.
It's still not in the center.
See? You don't have that nice looking gap. What do you mean it's not in the center?
It's like still off to the side.
Did you change this to Text Rect?
Probably not. Here, I'm trying to find it. The screen top. Oh, and then instead of that.
Yeah, you need to get rid of the width divided by 2 and stuff. Because otherwise, if you don't change this Text Rect, then these 2 lines are useless.
Oh, they still clear. Yep, it's center now.
Okay, so now, again, we need our windscreen. We only need to change 3 things in all of these lines of code. So, what do you think we're going to do? Copy and paste, or actually technically 4 things. So we're going to copy the whole thing and then paste it.
The exit code.
Yeah, we're going to change this to elif. You know, one or the other. Doesn't really matter. You could put else, but we're not going to. So what is our, when we win, what is our exit code?
No.
1, because we won.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Alright, so we still initialize our font, we still create our font, we still have our accuracy. We want our image, our text accuracy to be green. So what do I need to change in this? Do you guys remember what this is? Red, green, blue values, RGB values, yes.
Middle one has to be 255.
Middle one has to be 255. And the first one is 0. Perfect. So now we have our green accuracy text. We want this to display in the middle. That's good. We need our windscreen. What do we need to change? We already defined it. And it's just uwin.png.
Why did I find that?
Did you guys define those?
We did the blue screen. I don't think we did the win screen.
Oh, okay. Well, alright, well, it's called uwin. So just change game over to uwin. Save it. Don't run it. Because if you run it and you win, it'll break. Normally game over is right there, but we change it to you win. So once you guys have edited this to make it that we won, again, change if to elif, 0 to 1. Change this from 255.00 to 02550, and change the game over to you win.
How do we know if it's going to work out?
You have to survive 90 seconds. Or because you wrote the code, can you change it to maybe only have to last 9 seconds?
Wait, can we just like double like the timer thing?
Nope.
Then
Well, what controls whether or not we win? Where in our code do we say at this point you win? No. You can't just say timer because we have variables that are timers. So you can't just say timer because I don't know what you're talking about. Nope.
Speed timer?
Nope.
No, the speed timer is the one that goes.
Bad timer?
Nope. What's bad timer?
Bad timer is the spawn rate.
That's the spawn rate. There's a certain if statement that says if something is met, we won. How do we know? What is the exit code for when we win?
No, 1, 2, 1.
So we need to find where exit code equals 1.
Oh.
So you can hit Control F and look for exit code, and then just cycle through until you see exit code is 1, and then you know, okay, this is where I know we win. So Brendan, have you found out where we win?
Yeah, it's the text one.
Okay, so what does this line of code say? If what is this right here? What does the highlighted portion of the code do?
It gets like the amount of ticks left in your game, so like milliseconds. Right?
Not how many are left.
How many have elapsed?
How many have elapsed? Perfect. So if the number of ticks that have elapsed is greater than 90,000, which is 90 seconds, you change it to 9,000. That gives us 9 seconds. So we only have to survive 9 seconds, and then we win. Which is this is how I personally would test it, because it's an easy change. I run it. Now I only have to survive for 9 seconds. So I'm at
First down.
Oh, you win is not defined. So I have not done that in this class. So if you do win, what do we have to do, Sonny? If we get this error, what does that mean? You win is not defined.
I don't know. I have the same problem.
You have the same problem. So what does that mean? How would you fix it?
I'm not sure because I have to kind of.
So if I were to do what does that mean? Variable plus variable. Variable is not defined.
It means that.
Hang on, Brendan. So if I do, yeah. So x is 10, x minus y. Wait, y actually is something? Oh. So let's just do var. Okay. var 1 is 10, var 2. Now we have var 1 minus var 2, and we're getting this var 2 is not defined. Do you know what that means? Doesn't have a value. It doesn't have a value.
Yes.
Right? So when we have you win is not defined. What does that mean? Doesn't have a value.
Yes.
Yeah. So you win is our image of our win screen. Just like game over. Oop. Game over is a surface, which basically says it's an image. So if we have game over as an image and we want you win is also an image, what do we need to do? Define it as an image. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way up to right underneath our game over screen. And again, just like every other variable, every other image, we need to change 2 things. David, can you tell me those 2 things? So if I copy this line of code and I paste it, what do I need to change?
Game over to you win, and in the end, also change game over to.
Perfect, yep. Because all of my images are in the exact same location, all I need to do is change the image name. Yes, Mikey?
Would you click to go to the end of the line?
End. End. So on your screen, on your computer, the F buttons, the function buttons, the top row, if the light is on, it will do what the function buttons are meant to do. If it's off, it will it'll like turn your volume up, turn your volume down, turn your brightness up, brightness down, all that sort of stuff. But F10 end, that takes you to the end of the line, and home takes you to the beginning. And then you have page down, which will take you down any number, the number of, I don't know how many lines it is. So, but then in order for you to run your code, you have to turn the F light, function light on and then hit F5. So, if you have a big keyboard, you don't have to do that because it's a full-size keyboard, so you don't need to have that condensed space. Yeah. That was so
Peter, like,
Wow.
so
Yeah, Peter, you and your mechanical keyboard.
What about my mechanical keyboard?
They were just talking about when you brought it in.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
how annoying that was.
All right. So
I
if
have
you
it
got,
here in front of me.
you have it here. Oh, I'm just glad I can't hear it. So once you run it, guys.
Nice.
No, I thought you was making fun of me. I didn't know that.
Oh wait, I just lost. Hang on, I wasn't paying attention.
Look at that accuracy.
Okay.
Let's go for you.
So again, all I have to do is survive for 9 seconds,
You got this.
and now I have you win. Boom. Okay, so we have our win screen, we have our end screen. But notice, you guys remember when we very first started, we couldn't close the window. We can't close the window now. What did we do to fix that?
Oh, is it because we're outside of the main game mode?
We're outside of the main game loop. What did we do to fix that? Do you guys remember?
Oh, it's like there was like a event, a Pygame event
Yep.
like it should be somewhere in here. It's like Pygame event that exited.
Yep, it's right here. So for event in pygame.event.get, we need to copy this code outside of our main game loop. So we're going to copy all of that. Then we're going to, what? You can just control F and look for exit. There's only one or,
How come mine says quit?
so mine says quit.
No, for
Like,
yeah.
oh, I don't know.
I'm not gonna change it.
Well, you can Google the difference.
No, I'm just gonna change it.
All right. So again, we're going to copy this, and then we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of our game. We need one more loop to constantly be checking to see if there's input from the user. So we're going to go while true, and then you paste that for loop. So this will loop until the person closes the window.
Also, when you close the window, it actually works.
Yeah, so now when you run it, so you run it. Oh, phew, I saved the bunnies. You win, so now, also notice it highlights. Before it didn't highlight up here, I close it, and then I get, do you want to kill? Do you want to kill your code? So that's all the mechanics of our game. Now we just have to add audio. Adding audio is like 16 lines of code.
Whoa.
That's a lot, right?
No, because it's like 4 instances of the exact same lines of code, just with different variables.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's like we have to,
scrolling up a bit to line 220.
so we would have to, we have to load in 4 variables, and then we have to set the volume for those 4 variables, and then we have to, when this happens, play this variable. So there's actually like 20 lines, but 16 of them are the exact same. Yes.
Are they also looking like uploading images?
So they're in the resources folder I gave you, there's an audio and an images folder. So what we need to do is we need to change, and I'll show you how to do that. Peter, are you good? Okay, you're also not muted, by the way.
Oh.
So I saw the thumbs up, and I'm like, you can talk. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste you win, but I'm going to put a space because this is audio, and this is visual. Okay, so while you guys do that, I'm going to get the... So this first thing is going to be hit. This is when your bunny babies get hit. Oh, it's either. Oh wait, hang on. Which one is this? Oh no, I think that's. Actually, I don't know which one that is. No, because you can't. Yeah, that's when our baby bunnies get hit. Okay, that's what I thought. So, but because this is not an image, we need to change this because we can't load in a sound file as an image, right? Nope, close. Actually, you're not close at all. Sorry. Pygame.mixer. Sound with a capital S. So this is a sound effect, and we load it in slightly differently than when we load in our music. Because we want this to be loaded in and saved and played at certain points, as opposed to our background music, which we want to play all of the time. Regardless of what's going on screen, our background music needs to keep going. So we have pygame.mixer.sound, and then we have to change this information here. So again, I told you it's instead of being in images, it's in audio. And then the file name is explode.wav. Python can use different file formats. I don't know them off the top of my head. But if you have a song that's an MP4 that you really, really like, I think you can use it. But if you don't know what type of Pygame file formats they use for audio, what can you do? Google it. Yeah, just do Pygame audio file formats. And while you guys are typing up what you guys are typing up over there, so I'll do Pygame audio file formats. Pygame can load WAV, MP3, or OGG files. So if you want to load in audio, it has to be one of those three file formats. MP3 is really, really common. I think I said MP4 earlier. That's video, not just audio. So that was my bad. So MP3 or .wav, I don't know what OGG is. So, what? Anyway. So, audio.ex and then explode.wav. Again, we are going to copy that twice. We have 3 sound effects and then soundtrack.
Oh, so in our game, you can make the soundtrack okay.
You can make the soundtrack anything. Okay. Pause. Look at me. I want everyone to look at me in the eye, including Zoomers. I want to see your guys' faces. Staring right in. I want that. You don't have to get that close, but.
Oh, can we wait?
Okay, they want to wave to you, Zoomers. So wave. Hang on, keep waving. Except for Sunny wave. Sunny will wave. So, what you guys, Zoomers, pay. Okay, thank you, Ezra. Once we load the soundtrack in, it's a very annoying song. I don't know why I haven't changed it, but I haven't. What I want you guys to do is once you understand loading it in, I want you to comment out that line so I don't have to hear that music. Because it is extremely annoying to hear 9 people start an annoying song at different times. You guys can do it once. Brendan, you're not paying attention. Dave, you're not paying attention. David, pay attention. Stockton. Okay? So I'll let you guys do it once, but please, I'm just asking you for my sanity. And I want you guys to be nice people and respect what I'm saying. You just comment it out. Or change it. If you have a .wav or an MP3 file on your computer you want to change to, go right ahead. But you will see how it gets annoying very quickly. Okay? Okay.
What's the screen height and width that you're using?
644/80. Or are you talking about these?
Now go up, please. Can you go back to what you just said? Okay.
Okay. So, we change these. We're going to change these to 3 things. So, hit, enemy, and shoot. So those are the 3 variable names for our sound effects. Then again, what we're going to do is we need to change the actual file name. And instead of explode.wab, it's enemy and shoot. So again, just like for most of our image and audio variables, their named variable is the same as the name of the file we're using. Okay, does everyone have that? Okay.
Can you scroll to the left a little bit? Okay.
So now what we're going to do is we need to set the volume of these sound effects. You can set this any decimal from 0 to 1. We're going to set it at 0.05, so 5%, which is plenty loud enough because I don't know actually like the range of 1 because I don't want to blow the speakers of my computer. So we're going to hit .set volume brackets 0.05. And then what do you think we're going to do again? Same thing for enemy, same thing for shoot.
Efficiency.
Shoot.
Oh wait, sound has to be capitalized.
Sound has to be capitalized. Yeah, this sound up here has to be a capital S. Yeah.
Wait, it sounds backwards, bracket, bracket, no, set.
No, set is lowercase.
No, I know, but like when I did it on by itself in accident, it's like purple.
Yeah, set has a predetermined thing. So now we've set the volume. Now we need to load in our background music. This is different because we don't need to save it to an actual variable to call it later. To use it later, okay? Is everyone caught up? Everyone good? If you're not, please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. So now this one, we can't copy and paste anything, so we're going to have to type this all out. So we're going to go pygame.mixer.music.load. Set of parentheses. So instead of this being a sound effect, this is music that we're loading in. So again, it's pygame.mixer.music.load. And then a set of parentheses. What we're then going to do is instead of typing out our file path, just go to the file location for shoot. Copy that. And paste it in.
Isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's not a. I thought it was in the loop.
Nope, we are still above the loop. The name of the file we're using is Moonlight. That's the music. What? Is that what? That's the background music. That's the score, the music of the game that isn't a sound effect. You know how games have background music? You know, when it gets intense when the bad guys start coming. And then when it's peaceful, it's like
Or when you're in a peaceful spot and then evil music starts playing.
and you don't see the bad guy and you're just like
And then
you're just looking around, you're like, where's the music coming from?
That's so like prevalent in Skyrim. Like when you're in the woods, you get attacked by a wolf.
Oh, just highlight the whole thing?
No, like from the my files thing to the
Say that again?
how to find like from here to
Oh, so up here, so if you go to desktop, resources,
Oh, so we did the spider sense of like hearing music or you do something else?
it's right up here. So you just click up here. You shouldn't need to do this though, unless you've moved your Moonlight to another location. You should just be able to copy and paste this line up here.
Mr. Stalder, can you scroll to the right?
Why is it music.load to mixer.sound?
Because mixer.sound is for sound effects. We have to we put those in to a variable, whereas music.load loads in the background music that immediately starts playing. So there's a difference. We don't need music to play at a certain time. We just need it to start and start playing.
Are you gonna make it so
Can you
it's
scroll to the left?
Hang on, Peter. What?
Is it gonna change?
No. If you want that to be a gameplay element, I haven't thought about how to do that. So I don't know how to do that off the top of my head, but maybe that'd be cool if you have different music depending, like you have your normal game music and then when your boss shows up, he changes. That I would count that as a gameplay element.
Yeah, but wait, actually,
There you go, Peter.
that'd be really confusing. You have to like make it shift nicely by like finding out which notes to play between them.
That's
so-
too much work. No, you don't have to do that.
No, I'm
You
saying
just
like
change the soundtrack.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
I don't know.
that'd be fine.
That's fine.
The same time
I don't know
as
if I
well.
can do that, but
Okay, so now we need to do two things. We need 2 more lines. We are 5 lines away from being done with our game.
I know.
So we're gonna do pygame.mixer.music.play. So this will play the music. Now this takes two parameters. And I will tell you what they do. So the first one is -1. What that does is if you have I don't think it works with the 0, but the number you have here is the number of times it will repeat this music. So if you have a 30-second clip of music that you really like and you just want it to play over and over, obviously you would need to put what number in there for the 30-second clip to last at least 90 seconds.
3.
You would need 3. So it will repeat it. So it will play it that many times. A -1 gives you, it will repeat ad nauseum. It will repeat ad infinitum, meaning it won't stop. It'll just keep playing and playing and playing. Granted, this song is like 2 minutes long, so it doesn't really matter, but that's what that means. And then if you put 0.0, that tells it when to start. So if you have a 1.5-minute long song and it only gets good 45 seconds in, you would put 45, and it will start at 45 seconds.
Wait, what is it going to?
How many seconds into the song do you want it to start? So you throw a 0 there so it plays at the beginning.
Oh, okay, so I like use it and then it starts it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to put that little,
How do you know like what these parameters mean?
I googled them.
I don't know that.
And then the last thing we need to do is pygame.mixer.music.set_volume. What do you guys think this one does? There you go. How loud is it going to be? 0.25.
So half of the. Oh, that makes sense. That means like the sound effects are louder, so you can actually like hear them.
Sound effects are quieter.
Yeah, it's 0.05.
Oh, wait, so why are they quiet? It's only music between beat
Because
words.
you can be so many.
I guess that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikey's like, I just made that up. All right, then.
Wait,
That's
so it makes,
perfect.
I know it makes the sound when the batteries hit your rabbits, but does it make a sound when you shoot your arrows? And when you hit the rabbit?
Well, we
Yep.
have to code this.
We do. 3 lines and we're done.
I have an error.
3 lines and we're done.
I think you would have an error spot.
No, I know, but I wasn't checking for.
Hang on, do we have an error?
No, I just don't.
That's not annoying at all.
Okay, so I had 0 sound effects in that game. Because I've loaded. Do not play the music until we're done with the game.
I was just checking to see if everything worked.
Okay, so now we're 3 lines away from finishing. 3 lines. What we need to do is we need to tell the game when to do certain sound effects. So the first one is when our badgers hit our bunnies. That's when we lose health. So we need to go, no, it's not collide. It is here. So if Badger 0 is less than 50, we remove Badger and we lose 200 health. It should be a random amount. So that was just so I instantly lost if I got hit. For Badger in bad guy. And then we do hit.play. Parentheses.
Any parameters or no?
Nope, no parameters.
Wait, for mixer music dot load, what do we put on it? Audio.
Mixer.music.load.
Yeah, but in the end, what's before WAV?
In the wait, say that again?
Like in the end, it's like WAV. What's the function before it?
Oh, the file name?
Yeah.
Moonlight. One word lowercase. Okay, so once you have that, where's the next place we have a sound effect?
Enemy.
Yes, so
Said that those-
what is that? Where does that happen?
I was waiting. Whenever they hit the thing.
Whenever they hit the thing. So when two badgers collide,
What did you do
enemy,
with the previous place?
enemy.play. What was that, Peter?
What did you type in the previous place?
Right here.
Okay.
You can just Control F collide, and there's only one instance of collide in our whole code. We only have one line of code left. Can- So then what we do is when we shoot, where do we shoot? When we click our mouse button down, yes. So then we're going to go shoot.play, parentheses. And then when you run it, your game is done. So this is what you should see. Is it perfect? No. Is it good for a first game? Yes. I'm so good at the game. But that music really gets on my nerves really quickly.
Alright, so time to play it.
So if you guys would like to play it as one, I'm going to stop the video because we're finished with our game. Hang on, let me stop the video first. Let me stop the video, guys.